1993 Winfield Livestock Auction Celebration at Christmas. Winfield Livestock Auction, what does it mean to you? Perhaps there's been an incident this night we could review. 'Tis true of any business, it's more complex than meets the eye. Some see it as just a place to sell livestock or buy. It's true it is a marketplace, the best for miles around, but what goes on is no accident, though some of them can be found. It takes a lot of money, and guts would describe the best, to employ 40 people with each week a public test. John Brazel is the key man. He calls the shots as they are. He keeps in touch with markets and has a phone right there in his car. He usually wears a white shirt, perhaps a Stetson hat. Keeps his jeans creased and looking sharp. At 49, he's not too fat. He's known for many states around for his auctioneering eye. He has a knack for selling stock, and a strong voice assists his cry. Businesslike his smoothness. Sellers relax when he's in control, 'cause he can lift the market. Get top dollar is his main goal. His tolerance for mediocrity and his effort to be the best keeps those of us who work with him reaching daily to pass the test. He appreciates cleanliness. Appearance is top priority. His barn, his clothes, his car, his desk are always the cleanest you will see. Some criticize from a distance, and they don't see the stress felt inside. The markets, the buyers, the sellers. In John they all seem to confide. Several things make him awfully nervous. Some things don't seem like a joke. When he's waiting for cattle to be sold, he may be tempted to light up a smoke. Or when the markets are falling, or when cattle are way overfilled, or when the doghouse is full to the brim and undelivered message don't make him too thrilled. Sale day, he's right to be nervous. $300 an hour is a big deal. They were riding to Texoma in an ice storm with Justin asleep at the wheel. Living dangerously is no step for a stepper. Joplin and Springfield would do a normal guy in. Short McAtee would finish a beginner and sort out the boys from the men. But John keeps pushing and pushing. First of the year marks a historic day. He can still do as much work as ever, but there's decline in his energy to play. Sellers call the office daily, talk to Justin or Dennis or Ken, but it's John who they're really seeking. No one else can tell them but him. When price is up, they expect the top. When the market's tough, what went wrong? Everyone wants to sell at 2 o'clock spot, and no singles is always the same song. Feed 'em and fill 'em and sort 'em thin. I've got a note at the bank to pay. The commission and yardage, doggone the luck, and how much you getting for hay? The buyers, on the other hand, want cattle thin, gant, and green, and sort 'em so they'll all match just right. And the feedlot's been getting really mean. Oh yeah, there's a cripple one, and another one with a blue eye. And what about the brindle stag? I can't ship them to that northern guy. And one died before we loaded him, and there sure wasn't any of them sick. He must have got his head caught in the gate. Hope the insurance pays off real quick. The image of an active sale barn, where does it start, where does it end? Perhaps we take a step-by-step approach to review what appears a weekend trend. A man decides to bring them in, so Monday or Tuesday, here they are. There's 15 here and 14 more there, and 2 more behind not too far. The neighbors are good to haul them in, put them in the best pen you got. Feed them fresh hay and water good. Oh yeah, weigh one off to my son Scott. So Carl and Dennis and Justin, Bob Shavers, Tammy, or Chris, the job is to meet the customer's request, record vital facts, and send to the office. Vital facts, the right number of head, address, city, town, and zip code. Special instructions when recorded are great. They help out down the road. Of course, the tag is always placed exactly where the clerk can see, the left shoulder and way up high, not the right hip. How can that be? Cattle are counted and cared for. Carl, Curtis, and Dennis and others feed, always alert with awareness to see what pens or stock is in need. The biggest trick for the check-in is cows, especially when there are pairs. Careful attention is made in tagging, making secure each calf is theirs. Care must be taken in transporting that calves don't get lost along the way. Crawling under the gate is a hazard. Losing tags makes for a long day. Wednesday comes sometimes too often. Pens are frequently full to the brim. Feeding and sorting and sell order. Dennis loved the job's left to him. He becomes the official delegator, tells who, what, where, and not always why. It is certain daily he'll get a cussing, but he's learned to control his short reply. All cows are blood tested by law. Some are pregnancy checked and tagged too. Doc gets the responsibility, which he promptly delegates to the crew. Deidre and Sheldon and Brian, and of course we can't forget Brother Sean. He has his own way of performing a task, and he calls out their names till they're gone. It's indeed a special education just to watch and observe all the action. Drawing blood, tagging ears, and painting, it ain't always the biggest attraction. Spray paint is used to make a mark, the age and pregnancy stage projected. Of course, an argument sometimes ensues. From a trader, it's sort of expected. Then comes the manner in which they are penned, the efforts, the order and time for the sorter, keeping the mark straight and in the right gate. Sometimes it's good we don't have a recorder. There's 3 alleys sorting on Wednesday morning. Rollin has the short alley on the north. He works alone till Randy arrives. Then stock are some seen running back and forth. Gail Blumenshine, so capable, currently runs alley number 2. He works very well with anyone. Dee Johnston is his current crew. Gail knows the cattle expertly. He can put a fine sort like no other. He can make a set look so good it's sure a steer could actually hide from his mother. Gail is smooth and always a gentleman, with that steady pace and eyes shining blue. Many confide he's always this way, and has been since he said I do. Doug Stiles, or Alan Stahl gets the difficult task to help Ken. We sort on the south side alleys, have access to many more pens. They learn to adjust to many moods. They don't worry about words I might say, but the thing I suspect they do fear my glares and know when to get out of the way. Alan is gentleman deluxe. At 25, he's got a lot of heart and desire. He's not lazy, and he's known around town at being good putting out a hot fire. Doug's right off the ranch, a true cowboy. He knows how to work until night. He's worked for his dad for 15 years, so he's used to not being right. He's currently on fire for a greater cause. He's not John the Baptist, but it's true. He doesn't smoke and he doesn't swear, and he can quote you a scripture or two. Dennis always provides me with a handkerchief and the mail he rations as he goes. He assigns and delegates throughout the day and makes sure I've washed my brown nose. He thinks I suck up to the traders. Perhaps I'm guilty, I confess, but the commission still always pays the same, and they deserve attention, I guess. Sorting is a task not apparent sometimes, depends on instructions, market, weather, and quality. Sometimes we sort size, sex, color, and more. A rule of thumb, it's not easy to see. Bob Mattingly is the workhorse of the auction, takes some steps more than any 2 others combined. He knows livestock well and fears nothing. His language most time is refined. Oftentimes he runs into a wild one, and perhaps a cow that has never been tamed. Whatever the cause, he can handle the job, but not before the cow gets renamed. Bob Kill gets the final inspection before the stock hits the public view. He gets them in line with little delay and cries accurately the count to the crew. The climactic point of the auction begins when the starter man gives the nod. Justin or John, as they interchange, calls the numbers, dodging flying sod. The barn is filled with prospective buyers. Some wave or wink or holler or shout, most like to conceal what they're bidding, and as the auctioneer tries to figure it out. Justin, like his dad's a good auctioneer. In fact, like his dad, he's a clone. He walks and talks and dresses and thinks the same, and he doesn't like being alone. He has a peculiar habit or two. His eating is particular so. Sometimes you get to question a man whose favorite restaurant is Taco Tico. He isn't much for small talk, concentrates on market and stock. His expertise is delivering sale bills. It's amazing how he uses the clock. Roast beef is his favorite breakfast. Fast food is his main appetite. He spends his day at the office and no one's sure where he spends the night. He has developed a fondness for blondes. It's certainly not a flaw, but an art. He's a fast talker, and we hope she's aware he's more faster after the start. His interest in household auctions has doubled or tripled this year. He seems to give new respect to the clerk and is often seen whispering in her ear. It's even been rumored around town he's taking clerking lessons on the side because it's doubtful she's going to auctioneer school and that so often studying, but you see them often studying side by side. Justin, like John, is energetic and clear. Both can sit for hours, somehow a chore. It's a good for the business that it might appear they've been blessed with a large reservoir. They have in their minds, and both do agree, yet top dollars never leave a dime in the seat. So it is when selling a good auctioneer at Winfield Auction is really a treat. During all this time there's activity. Remember the check-in where it began is somehow arrived to the office staff and the computer is fed again and again. Computers, man's invention, you know, are wonderful, most amazing things to come. They can be fast, accurate, and efficient too, but the truth is, they really are dumb. Raleigh was our special programmer. From Texas he traveled to here, but he's now history the way it should be when he began programming from the rear. He's been replaced by a new crew. We've revamped the program, ceiling to ring, but the vote is still out, so there's still doubt if we be able somehow to avoid the bugs. He's been replaced by a new crew. We've revamped the program, ceiling to rug, but the vote is still out, so there's still little doubt if we be able somehow to avoid the bug. Computers can only do what they've been told. Sometimes they're not told enough, and when they fail because of the mail, that's when Mary's job gets awfully rough. Janice and Chris and Mary as well, with lightning fast fingers relay, then information from out back to the clerk so the seller can now get his pay. Chris and Janice provide a workable team, though there's time that they too get excited. They aren't bashful or shy and always willing to try, and in the end they are still united. But somehow it seems often a bad dream. There's cattle gets lost, don't you know. One seller is short, another is long, and the back tags just don't get up and go. One cow sold, what color was she? Black spotted or perhaps branded somehow. We're searching, still searching. Does anyone know? How on earth can we just lose a cow? The commission, insurance, and yardage and such. Docs fees, feed costs, lots more. Everything that's important to the office staff. Their job is keeping official score. The clerk, Beth and Shelley, whose interchange is in the sense of real tape recorder. The seller, the buyer, the price and the weight, the kind, number, and in the right order. To change in the stream, a nightmarish dream. We'll take off one or maybe two, not by the head but by the pound, it is said. Oh me, what else can they do? Numbers are flying from everywhere. P56 or the last draft that is sold. Buyer 66 bought 6 heifers just now. On 6, 66.60, I'm told. The door slams again, the coughs from the men, and the bawling of kids from outside. The intercom rings. It's a terrible time. There's a phone message for somebody named Clyde. The cow mud is flying. Seems a good time for buying. There's both mud and dust in the air. I'd take a drink, but then I must think. Could a headache be coming, I swear. Just when I get used to the auction chant, another auctioneer slides in. He has his own style and it takes a little while, but please just repeat it," and it grinned. I know what's expected, but still feel rejected when I can't sort out 3 messages at a time. Hand signals and says sometimes it's too much. Well, here's lots of names, seem somehow to rhyme. Gene and Marvin are perched in the ring with the whip. The in and the out men of the sale. They count, turn in bids, and watch for hands and kids. Look out for the flying feet and the tail. Gene is known for his reporting bids. He can be heard sometimes way outside. He can surely assist with which traders have missed, and he wears his belt buckled up with much pride. Marvin is wise as any of the guys. He can handle a whip, you can see. He opens a door and often a lot more, gives the clerk the final tally. A timing game is their lot. What's sold or bought? Do I open the gate now or wait? Is the bid going well, or does the auctioneer need to tell? It's important when you swing the gate. After they're sold, what's the hurry, you ask? Everything else is waiting in time. So it is the horse riders and all the outsiders. Take the cattle away just in time. Old Willie and Clay come in every Wednesday. Dave Ballou is faithful to ride. Jim Bing is right there doing his share with their horses. It takes lots of pride. Penning cattle, listening to a sign. Jim Heath pins after their soul. Greg Curtis and Chris, Brian and others as well. Open gates is important, but it gets old. The pinner, some say, can make the day. In the manner he assigns buyers their spot. It helps after the sale with the appropriate mail to assist the buyer to load what he bought. Jim's blue eyes seek each and every week as he scans over the pins now vacated. Through a mustache he peers, his mind switching gears, and the pinners go where they're delegated. The buyers line up in the trailers and truck to official claim what they've bought. Is the number right? Will they go out tonight? If one gets away, can he be caught? What's not hauled away will stay another day. Put them back on water and feed. Instructions are left for truck drivers to come, telling each everything they will need. Dennis Love spends the night, makes sure all's all right. Satisfaction is one good man's basic aim. Clear the pins, fix the brakes, whatever it takes. Takes a master to keep ahead of the game. On Thursday morning you'll find Mary looking behind. Did yesterday really happen for sure? There's a pair that don't fit. Where is my aspirin kit? It seems apparent there's no available cure. Work as hard as you may, clear to the next day. All the paperwork never seems to get done. The phone rings off the wall, and that isn't all. 2 buyers say they've loaded, short 1. The mail that is trusted, sometimes it is busted. Farmers call still looking for their check. It was sent just the way the check-in to say. Stop payment, write a new one. What the heck? After the sale, there's a sigh of relief. The gang congregates in the cafe. Christy and Larry cook and prepare. Hamburgers and fries coming their way. Mary's desk, like mine, it's amazing. It's stacked high, all needing attention. Though sometimes hard to find, it's like a busy mind. Her duties are too numerous to mention. She keeps the books, writes the checks, and looks at all the customers with the smile she is trusting. While some clients still flirt, no one's getting hurt. Since she married Dan, they've quit lusting. Mary's job covers many assignments. There's no way to list all the things she's done. Variety is always the spice of life. Some things aren't very much fun. She's often a telephone operator, mail order clerk once in a while. She counsels when duty demands it. Every job she has the same warming smile. Bookkeeping is her main assignment. Bounce checkbooks for all the tasks. Makes coffee and cream on occasion. She'll do anything she is asked. There are days when the sky's the limit. Other times overcast clouds may vary. From computers to auctions to livestock. Whatever happens, we all turn to Mary. Charlie and Raymond fill in through the week, or on call helping feed and lots more. Art and Carmen come again and again, tidying up and clean the bleachers, mop the floor. We could write about buyers and sellers. There are stories that ought to be told. What's said and what's done behind the scenes, the value concealed might be turned to gold. Mary and Carson on Monday he arrives to oversee the hogs, goats, and sheep. Junior and others are always there to assist and work together for satisfaction to keep. Like a link to the chains, each part is a main. The strength is the sum of its parts. Appreciation is great, so enjoy your plate. John and Justin say thanks from their hearts. Merry Christmas to you. Happy New Year too. May all of life's blessings be sealed. Sit back and relax, share gossip and facts from the Livestock Auction Barn of Winfield.